What's up, folks? So we're going to do our first bonsai project today. So we are out here in the bonsai garden and we have some Japanese trident maples. Looks like maybe 25 or so. They're kind of hanging on by a thread. I know it's not the right time to plant them, but if I don't do something with them, they'll probably die anyway. And let me show you what I'm going to do here. So right here, this is our trident maples that we have, and they are full of weeds and hanging on by a thread. And see how bad the leaves look and everything. So instead of letting them sit here and die and wait till the spring, we're going to try to transplant them. Right now in South Louisiana, it is September. So here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna take them, we're gonna put them in this, and this is where I'm growing a bunch of stuff, kind of where I grow my seeds. So these are all bald cypress seeds that I planted this year, at the beginning of the year. So what I'm gonna do is I got this styrofoam like sign material, and I have another, our plasticky material, and underneath that we have a bed here full of dirt. So we're gonna lay this down. This is kind of an experiment, so I don't know if this is gonna work or not. So we're gonna lay that down, then we're gonna take all those out of the pots. We're gonna try to do a little bit of root work to where the roots are a little flatter, and we're gonna lay them in here. And we're gonna throw the dirt back on top and plant them up. And they'll all be tight together, but I'm hoping they can stay in here for maybe a couple years and leave them in here and let them grow. So that's kind of the plan. And we're gonna go get some plants and start getting them out of the pots and see what the roots look like and see if we can get them to work. So I took one of them out. You can see they're really, really wet. They got a lot of water in there. So we're gonna just kind of shake these off and look at the roots and see if there's anything I can do to make the roots a little bit, make it flatter. I don't want to do too much root work because I don't want to kill it, but I'm probably going to whack at least half of that off and then stick them back in there kind of flat. So we're just going to whack the roots off like that, try to make this flatter. Try to get some of these thick roots off here to give us more of a flat base. When we lay it down on this sheet, what it's going to do hopefully is grow out and the radial roots will surround and start making a better nabari. So these are still alive, so that's good. So we're going to just take each one and we're going to just do this and go step by step. And then after we finish this, I'll start putting them in here and I'll kind of show you what we got as we go along. All right, so we got a bunch of them already sitting here in a little bit of water to keep them nice and wet. And what we're doing is we're taking all those roots off. I'm probably making it too extensive of cuts, but you can see we're cutting where the roots come out and they get kind of squirrely. We're trying to cut that flat, so that way when I plant it flat, it'll grow outwards. So that one's done. I'm not gonna get crazy. I'm trying to keep some roots on there. So let me stick it back in here and we'll go to the next one.
So right now I'm just doing what's right. And
yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that a mud ball or? Oh, that's one of those coconuts. That's why there was such a big thing in there.
So my helper here, he's trying to get the wet dirt off, and then he hands them to me, and I go in here and make them go from that to, like you just saw, thinned out.
So
we'll just bang them out, and then I'm out of hands, but you get the picture. You'll see right in here, see that squirrely big roots that go down there? So we do is we cut that big squirrely root off to where it's got some flat stock. So here's another example. All that, we'll cut most all that off to make it flat.
Mostly.
Yeah, see there's squirrely looking roots in there. So I'll get back to our work here and then we'll show you when we start planting. Right.
Okay, so we discovered that wasn't a branch, it was a root. And there's a whole lot of crazy roots. There's one that's going like that. There's one that's going like that. There's even one over there that's going something like that.
So that's the fun part about bonsai. So we have to look at this and say, what do we want to fix? What do we want? Well, I guess what we should do is probably whack it off about right here where my thumb's at. And that way we have this big root and this big root and just see what happens. Because all this other stuff's just gonna get squirrely. So let's whack it off and see what happens later on. All right, so here we go. We got the board laid down here. We're gonna lay them on, plant them on. So our plan is to get them out of here set them flat like that. And we're gonna plant dirt around them. So I'm not gonna video this, it's pretty self-explanatory. So we'll throw them down and just throw dirt on them. And in hopes what's gonna happen is there's holes in this, so the water will run through it, and hopefully the roots will go down, spread out, and go out to the edges and try to run all out here and get flat. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so we got them all planted in here. I got my little helper here. He's sprinkling dirt on top of them right now. And what we got to do now is just cover them up. We're going to bury them deep. There might be more roots that grow from the upper part of the plant, but we can always trim those off later on. But I want them to stand here good. And when the water gets on them, I don't want the dirt to seep out. So I want plenty of dirt covering them up. So anyway, this is just an experiment. If they live, they live. If not, it's ain't no big deal. Plant more seeds. So here, let me show you what it looks like. All right, so now we're using the bucket, and we're just filling this in with dirt, and we want to bury them deep, and we're going to try to straighten them out and get them straight and tall, and then we'll leave them in here for hopefully a couple years. And it's no big deal if they start to fuse together. That's fine. We can just cut them apart. But hopefully they'll grow better than they did in those little pots with no room. So this should give them more room to grow. It would look like one big forest when we're finished, like this, but less dense. So this is what we're doing, and this is our first project on the bonsai channel. And as you can see, we have a lot more stuff to do, a lot more trees to get right. All right, so here's what our soil looks like. It's safety zorb. I think it's dimeticulous earth mixed with like pine bark mulch and like kind of a garden compost. So it's just like big, thick, it's not akadama, but it's like you would, kind of a rocky situation. This stuff over time, it dissolves into like a mushy clay, so you can't really leave it forever. But it's I find that it's pretty good little starter material, and it's cheap. So it's safety zorb over there, right there. See that? You can get them from your local tractor supply. This thing is like $8 or $9 a bag, and it makes a good kind of a thing to mix in with your stuff. Before, I had some tomato plants planted right here, and they were planted pretty much nothing but safety zorb, and that stuff, they were the best looking tomatoes out of all of them. They were better than over here. And this was a garden compost with cow manure and everything mixed in. So it grew great. So anyway, that's what the soil is. All right, so that's pretty much the project. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But like I said, we had to move these things, or they might eventually die from just being strangled with weeds and being in a bad planted environment. So anyway, if you like this type of content, don't forget like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. Stay tuned for more, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Lee's Little Trees. Thanks for watching.